Good morning, fellow artists and enthusiasts. This is Sparky Muntz. This is The Way I Draw. Welcome to Part 2, the rough sketch stage. We're starting with the layout that I created previously. We're assigning it a color and adding a new layer. And we're switching our brush to a more linear type of brush, more solid. And we're starting with the ear, and again, not really doing much with the hair until later. And as you can see, I'm adding details already in that were not there before, and also resizing the head because it was the wrong size originally. Adding the hood. You'll notice that there are folds in the hood. You'll notice that the way the lines are, they indicate where there's overlap. I'm also adding an arm there. I wanted to even out the composition. Because Lemmy's legs go out to the right, I wanted to have an appendage coming to the left from the quarantine collie. It's good to pay attention to the way fabric folds and the way lines work when there is overlap. As you can see, I'm also changing where the tail was, and if you look carefully, you can see that I didn't erase the line where the haunch intersects with the tail. Where there's overlap, you would want to erase whatever is behind the other thing. So I would be erasing the line from the haunch when we get there. A lot of figuring out how to draw is figuring out the shorthand for certain shapes. You're basically stenographizing when you're a cartoonist. So two wavy lines coming to a point interprets as hair or a tuft of fur. Smooth lines may indicate a smooth surface. Jagged lines indicate either a jagged surface or mass of hair. Now, the way I draw lines, I usually have, when it's a profile view, I have a line for the top, a line for the bottom meeting in the corner, and then they open up in front, and you draw a curved line in front of that for the front of the eye, and then I usually add a tear dot in front of it. You will eventually want to erase some of the lines to clarify which things you want to keep in the final composition. Making hooves was an interesting thing to do. I enjoy making them. I figured out basically how I draw them. It's difficult to put into words. It really has to be demonstrated at some point. Perhaps I'll do that at a later day. At this point, I'm just trying to nail down a line of sight from his eye to the tablet. So that was what that line was. It was a ruler line. Adding some dimensionality to that eye, I have indicated that there is a brow over that eye. Now I'm drawing his the quarantine collie's fur. I usually do just one or two tufts overlapping the hood of the fabric, just to get the idea that there is a hood there and just the amount of fur that there is slightly overlaps it. And of course I am resizing these figures, and I'll do that several times actually over the course of the creation of this entire piece. You'll see soon that I'm going to reposition that hoof because the way it's sitting is awkward and not quite anatomically correct. The hoof wouldn't just stick straight out like a ball on a stick. It bends at the, I want to say the heel, but it's not really a heel, it's a joint. You saw at an earlier stage that I did little ripples in the fabric of the quarantine collie's sweatpants. And at this point, I have the sketch down, and we'll see more of that when we get back to it. Thank you very much for watching, and you have a good day.